So yesterday we have discussed one of the important method, that is inductive method, and that means a method in which the examples are given first, and that is leading towards a general statement at the end. That is known as inductive method, which is based on the process of induction. We have also discussed the steps of inductive method, and after that we have discussed merits and demerits. Today we will be dealing with another method which is just opposite to inductive method, and that method is known as deductive method. So let's see what this method is all about, and what are its steps, and what will be the merits and demerits of this particular method. So as we will be comparing simultaneously both the methods, so that you will get the clear picture of the method. So as inductive method, it was advocated by two educationists. Who are they?
Francis Bacon and
Correct, correct. And Pestalozzi. So that method was advocated by those two people, and this method is advocated by Aristotle. Inductive method, it was based on the process of induction. With the name itself, it was very much clear that induction is something where reasoning is given, and on the basis of the observation and the experimentation and the reasoning, the learners, they will be reaching to a particular generalization or a conclusion. Whereas this method, deductive method, it is based on the process of deduction. Deduction means here they will be getting a set truth by their teacher. Whatever the situation will be provided by the teacher, whatever the formula, the law, the final theory, any kind of principle, whatever will be provided to the students, they will take it as truth, and after that they will start verifying the formula or the theory or the law. So that's why it is the process of deduction. Not much more reasoning is required in this method as compared to inductive method, because inductive method is the method of discovery. There the role of the teacher is just to facilitate, just to provide proper guidance, or proper or you can say the right direction, in which direction the students they have to go. Whereas in deductive method, it is not the case, because this method is more of teacher center rather than child center. So when it is teacher centered, so it means most of the time the active role will be played by the teachers rather than the learners. So teacher is going to take the topic as per her own pace, as per her requirement, and in as per her own direction. So the teacher is going to provide everything, all the information initially at the very first stage, followed by the practice which will be done by the students. So that's why this method is based on the process of deduction. They are reducing the statement, the rule, the law, theory, or whatever new is coming in front of them, they are trying to deduce with the help of suitable examples, right? Then same example we will be taking. Yesterday we have taken the example. I have shown you few images of the people, they are dying, right? And on the basis of those images, when you all have observed those images, ultimately you reach to the conclusion that man is mortal. So in this, the same example, if you are going to take, so how it will proceed, the teacher is going to give the final statement first, The teacher will say, whoever is there on this earth, they are going to die one day. So man is mortal. This statement is provided to the students, and the students, they are taking this statement as completely true without having a single doubt. So when it is true, then they will start thinking in this direction, and ultimately they are going to verify this fact with the help of examples, right? तो ये एग्जाम्पल्स जब वो अपने आसपास देखेंगे, सॉरी, who said? Maria, that was by mistake or you were asking any question?
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry.
All right. So in this deductive method, as a teacher, I have provided you the final statement to you all first, and then we will verify the statement with the help of suitable examples. So the children, they will look around in their day-to-day life, and they will find that yes, whatever was told to us, it is completely true. They will see, they might be encountered with such incidences where they will start seeing that yes, people are dying, and the reason can be anything, but ultimately people are dying, and that's how the confirmation is, again, you can say now it is 200% confirmation. Earlier also they were not having any doubt, but with the help of this kind of examples, again their understanding will be much more. Similarly, uh, yesterday we have taken the example of when a child is daily looking at the sun, and later on he realized that the sun rises every day and the sun sets every day. So here the same example, if we are going to alter, here the child will be told initially that the sun rises every day and sun sets every day. So this statement is already known to the child, and the child is going to verify this fact with the help of the observation, daily observation. He'll go to a place where he can see sun rising every day or in the sunsets every day, and that's how he is going to verify the fact. Similarly, related to green apple, yesterday we have seen in case of green apple, when the child will eat daily green apples and comparing it with the red apples, and that's how he will reach to the conclusion that the green apples are sour in taste. That was in inductive method. In deductive method, here the child will be told at the initial stage that the all green apples are sour in taste, and now the confirmation will be done by the child. He will start verifying the fact, whatever it is being told to me, let me just check once again, and then he will start verify this fact. So based on these examples, just like inductive method that was based on few maxims, now just like that method, and in deductive method also it is based on few maxims, and the maxims will be क्या होने चाहिए इस केस में?
Ma'am, whole to part.
Whole to part, okay. What else? कल का सिर्फ पूरा रिवर्स है. कल हमने सिंपल टू कॉम्प्लेक्स किया था.
Complex to simple.
Yes, today it is
Yes,
complex to simple, because we are providing the statement first. Sometimes the statements will be too difficult to understand, right? So that's why it is complex. And then when examples are coming, the learner, they will start verifying the facts, and so that's how it is reaching to the simple. They will start knowing that yes, the fact which was given to us, it is applicable in our day-to-day life. So that's why it is complex to simple. Then
Ma'am, rational to abstract.
rational to abstract, okay. Or
Ma'am, general to particular.
general to particular, and उसपे था concrete to abstract, यहाँ पर abstract to concrete. So similarly, just like inductive method, here the maxims of teaching, it is leading from general to particular, rules to example, abstract to concrete, and complex to simple, and unknown to known. Something unknown will be given, will be told, and that's how they will reach to the known part, the applicative part later on at the later stage, right? So in brief, we can say that deductive method, it is a method in which a rule, a formula, a law, a theory, any fact, a principle, it is given, and the examples are solved by applying the given situation. Suppose in maths, the teacher will give the formula to the children first, and then you can see the exercise questions are there. So based on that formula, based on that concept, you can find out different questions are there, and the students, they will start practicing on the basis of the formula that they will be learning. So that is how the deductive method it is taking place. So whatever the formula will be provided to the students, they will just think that this is the truth which is already verified. We are not going to verify this truth. We will just support this fact or this principle or this formula with the help of few more examples, right? So इस ऐसा करने का benefit क्या है? What do you think? कल का जो method था, when we were following that method, we have discussed this thing that was leading towards the discovery, that was enhancing the more of the reasoning skills, observation skills, experimentation skills. But when we are following this method, what will be the benefit?
Clarity
Clarity. कैसे?
about content.
How clarity is come?
Ma'am, can we say it's like checking that like जो given है उसको check कर रहे हैं basically by solving the problem.
हाँ, तो वही मैं बोल रही हूँ, उसका बेनिफिट क्या है?
Ma'am, it
Assuming
helps in cognitive development of the child. मतलब basically we are not pre-providing everything. मतलब they are using their brain. लोग थोड़ा लॉजिकल थिंकिंग करते हैं इसमें ज्यादा. They use their तो लोग their cognitive development increase.
लॉजिक तो इसमें वो बहुत कम लगा रहे हैं
Ma'am,
ना, एज कम्पेयर टू इंडक्टिव. सी व्हेन yesterday we were discussing inductive method, if you remember the steps, in this step number 3 says that they have to investigate and analyze, right? So when they are investigating, they are analyzing, they are much more into the logical zone. रीजनिंग चल रही थी क्योंकि रीजन देना था, दैट्स व्हाई लॉजिक वाज बिहाइंड दैट, दे हैव टू थिंक अबाउट अ लॉजिक. बट हेयर ऑलरेडी द फॉर्मूला इज इन फ्रंट ऑफ देम, सो कहाँ लॉजिक लगाएंगे वो?
In this, ma'am, in this method, since it is teacher friendly, time is
Yes.
saved.
Yes.
It is not time consuming.
Yes, it is not time consuming as compared to inductive method if we see from teacher's point of view. From students' point of view, it will be helpful for the students to increase their speed, right? To enhance their skill. Once you are aware of something, you have understood something, now you need practice, right? हमने कोई चीज सीख ली है, लेकिन अगर हम उसको प्रैक्टिस नहीं करेंगे, you won't be known as the master of that particular skill. So you need practice. uh, Again and again you have to repeat that particular task. So when you are repeating that task again and again, so that is nothing but your deductive method. Let's go back to our example. Maths का जो हम example ले रहे थे, हमने अंडरस्टैंड कर लिया है. Now we have exercise question in front of us, and there are so many questions again and again. When you will practice the same formula, somewhere it will be set in your mind, right? Although तुमने कोई लॉजिक नहीं लगाया, because we got the formula directly, that was a spoon feeded formula to us. But when we are practicing, the practicing of solving those sums, तुम्हारी वो speed जो है एक level पे आके increase हो जाएगी. Say the formula is for simple interest, right? PRT divided by 100. PRN divided by 100. बार बार जब उसको करोगे, अलग अलग क्वेश्चंस के साथ करोगे, एक टाइम आएगा, पहले तुम 2 मिनट्स में करते थे, फिर 1 मिनट में करोगे, हाफ मिनट में करने लग जाओगे. So that is how you can enhance your speed as well as skills. So this method is helpful in this, where these examinations, they are based on, many examinations are based on your speed test. They are checking your speed, right? How fast you are able to complete your uh, uh, test paper. So at that time, deductive method is very यूजफुल फॉर दी स्टूडेंट्स, राइट. तो बहुत सारे एग्जाम ऐसे हैं जो आपको कम टाइम में आपको ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने होते हैं, तो वहां पर आपको डिडक्टिव मेथड की हेल्प मिलती है, क्योंकि हमने डिडक्टिव मेथड से प्रैक्टिस किया हुआ है. दैट्स वाई हम पूरा कोशिश कर पाते हैं कि हम कम टाइम पे ज्यादा से ज्यादा मैक्सिमम क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व कर पाए, राइट. So this was the difference between inductive method and deductive method. So let us take one more example to know the steps. What will be the steps? Now, assuming that this is the statement, sum of internal angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degree. ये कल भी किया था हमने, where in yesterday's method we have provided different triangles to the students, and then they were asked to measure and get the conclusion that the sum of internal angles of all the triangles, it will be always equal to 180 degree. But today, because it is the deductive method, the teacher can give the theorem first. This is the theorem, and let's see how we can check whether this given theorem is right or wrong, right? तो सबसे पहले क्या होगा, क्वेश्चन मार्क आ जाएगा, क्या स्टूडेंट सोचेंगे कि कैसे हम उसको चेक करें. Then later on they will start thinking, okay, let me just bring one triangle, and then let us just start measuring whether the given fact is right or not. So for first triangle, they will start measuring the angles, all three angles, internal angles. Then again they will bring one other triangle, they will again start measuring the angles. Then again another triangle. So likewise they will just bring new examples related to the theorem, and they will start measuring the angles one by one, right? So this is how they are verifying the given fact, whatever the theorem was given to them, because they were having no doubt. They were very much sure that yes, the triangles will be always having 180 degrees. So let us just reconfirm with the help of few more examples, and they will start looking for the options. What are the options available? कैसे मैं उसको verify कर सकता हूँ या कर सकती हूँ. So that's how this method is taking place. So on the basis of these many all these examples, we can easily conclude that what are the various steps of this method, what is the procedure of this method. So there are 4 steps. Unlike inductive method, in inductive method we were having 6 steps, and in deductive method we are having 4 steps. The steps are clear recognition of a problem, search for a hypothesis, formulation of hypothesis, and verification. Okay, so let's see one by one what are these steps and how we can practice these steps one by one. So step number 1 says that clear recognition of the problem. Whatever is the problem given to them, assuming that this is the problem, पाइथागोरस थ्योरम दिया है उनको, और एक ट्राइंगल दिया हुआ है with the dimension. So where the first step says that the students, they are going to recognize what is provided to them. So in the given situation, in the given example, the given part is, maybe we are assuming that the given part is base and the altitude or the height, and they have to find out the hypotenuse, right? तो ये चीज उनको फाइंड आउट करनी है, ये उनको पास गिवन है कंडीशन, और क्या प्रूव करना है. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दे आर गोइंग टू clearly recognize what is there with them and what they have to look for, right? Because it is the Pythagoras theorem, so it means that कि जो हाइपोटेन्यूज है वो हमें फाइंड आउट करना है, उसकी लेंथ फाइंड आउट करनी है. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव जस्ट जॉटेड डाउन व्हाट इज प्रोवाइडेड टू अस एंड व्हाट इज नॉट प्रोवाइडेड टू अस. आफ्टर दैट they will start looking for a hypothesis. Now what is this hypothesis? क्या होता है hypothesis? Hypothesis is the tentative solution of a problem. Whenever you are having any kind of problem in front of you, you will start thinking in various directions what I should do, what are the alternatives in front of me. So that is what hypothesis is known as. So always whenever you are into a situation, we will have different options in front of us, and those will be known as our tentative solution. Okay, so in this example, the students they will look for various alternative solution. अब मुझे अगर hypotenuse निकालना है तो as a student I will start looking for the solution, how I should get the statement verified. So what I will think that ये हम लोगों ने inductive method में भी किया हुआ है, कैसे हम hypothesis को निकालते हैं when we are having the Pythagoras theorem with us, right? So what we are doing, we are making squares with each side because side is already given to us. So just we are making different squares with those given sides. Okay, तो मैंने वो हाइपोथेसिस अपना फ्रेम कर लिया है एज अ स्टूडेंट. मैंने एक टेंटेटिव सोल्यूशन निकाल लिया है because I have provided I have been provided with 3 different sides, so let me just prepare the squares of those 3 sides, right? तो ये hypothesis जब मैंने बना लिया है, whenever the triangle is given and that triangle is 90 degree and the squares are made on each of the 3 sides, तो जब ऐसी सिचुएशन होगी तो जो बिगर वन स्क्वायर होगा वो किसके बराबर होगा? द स्क्वायर ऑफ द अदर 2 साइड्स, राइट? जो छोटे वाले 2 स्क्वायर्स हैं उनको जब हम ऐड कर देंगे दैट इज इक्विवेलेंट टू द biggest square. So this is what I have thought of a solution. This is a tentative solution. I am not much more sure whether it is going to work or not, but this is only an assumption from my side. Okay, this can be one of the solution for the given problem. Okay, so that is your step number 2 to frame a hypothesis, to think about a tentative solution. तो या इस केस में टेंटेटिव सोल्यूशन ये निकाला है कि हम स्क्वायर बना देते हैं और वो जो बड़ा वाला स्क्वायर होगा वो छोटे वाले 2 स्क्वायर्स के सम के बराबर होगा. if if this assumption is right, I am going to formulate the hypothesis. I am going to declare this hypothesis और उस assumption के basis पे मैंने ये formula बना दिया. The square A2 क्यों आया है ये? Because the area of the square with side A, that will be side into side. That's why it is A square. Correct? Similarly for purple one, because the side of the square, the purple square is B, that's why its area will be B2. So as per my assumption, what I was saying, the area of one side and the area of other side, when we are combining these 2 sides, it will be equivalent to the area of the third side. So that's why on the basis of my assumption, I have just formulated this thing. A square plus B square is equal to C square. And once it is done, वो फॉर्मुलेट मैंने कर दिया है, टेंटेटिव सॉल्यूशन को डिफाइन कर दिया है. yes, I am very much sure that I am going to follow this thing. After that I'll reach to step number 4 where I will be verifying this fact. तो वेरीफाई करने के लिए मैं एक एग्जांपल ले लूंगी. सपोज इन दिस एग्जांपल I have taken again one right angle triangle and with the sides provided to me. Say in this example, it is 3, 4, and the other one is 5. So based on my formula, my hypothesis, I'll just put the numbers and I am going to substitute those numbers with the formula that I have already created as an assumption, as a hypothesis. So 3 square, छोटा वाला, first वाला, उसका area निकाल लिया मैंने when the side is provided 3. It can be centimeter or meter, I have not written because this is just an example, it's an assumption. Similarly, for other side, if it is 4 centimeter, so for the bigger one, it is 4 square and it should be equivalent to the hypotenuse square, the third side, and that is the 5 square. So that is how when we are calculating 9 plus 16, it is coming equivalent to 25. So when I am going to verify this thing, it means now I am very much sure that whatever the Pythagoras theorem is provided to us, it is nothing but the square of the hypotenuse is it's always equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. That is true. Again it is true, मैंने वो verify भी कर लिया अपने तरीके से, right? So this is how the entire procedure it takes place. So these are the 4 steps, where first step says that you have to just see what is given to us, what we have to do, what is where we are going to prove. You have to see what are the availabilities, finding after finding the given part and to prove part, you have to reach to the next step wherein you have to look for the solutions, what can be the different solutions for me. Then once you have finalized, because the solutions can be many, राइट, एक प्रॉब्लम के बहुत सारे सॉल्यूशन हो सकते हैं। तो जब मैंने वो बहुत सारे सॉल्यूशंस को वन बाय वन करके टेस्ट करना शुरू किया, आई विल रीच टू वन पर्टिकुलर सॉल्यूशन, आई विल गो अहेड विद दिस थिंग। से फॉर एग्जांपल, सिंपल लेमैन के एग्जांपल में अगर हम लें, मेरे पास मनी है एंड व्हाट आई हैव टू डू विद दैट मनी। मेरे पास वही एक प्रॉब्लम है, बहुत सारी मनी मेरे पास आ गई, मैं मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? व्हाट डू यू थिंक? If all of a sudden you will get if you will get say the money from through, you can say, lottery, what you will do? क्या करोगे? कोई प्लान नहीं है हमारे पास कि हम घूमने जा रहे हैं या फिर उसको हमें बैंक में करना है। So you have different solutions in front of you. Either you can keep that money at your home, or you can start up with a new business, or you can invest that money in some real estate business or somewhere else. So there are n number of options in front of you, what you have to exactly do with that money. So that was your step number 2, when alternative solutions are there in front of you. After thinking a lot, after testing a lot, you will reach to, finally you will select one hypothesis, one solution for you. Yes, whatever the money I have got, let me just buy a land for me, right? जब तुम उसको formulate कर दोगे, that is your step number 3. This will be my solution which I am going with. Okay, तो वो थर्ड वाला तुम्हारा स्टेप है, और फिर तुम उसके बाद उसको वेरीफाई करोगे। यू विल टेक दैट मनी एंड यू विल in reality you are going to buy a land for you with that money. So that is how you are verifying the fact. तो पहले तुमने ये देखा मेरे पास कितने पैसे हैं और मुझे क्या करना चाहिए, that was step number 1. Then you thought about मुझे क्या क्या करना चाहिए, कैसे कैसे करना चाहिए, that was step number 2. Then third step is you have finalized in which direction you have to go, buying a land for yourself, and then step number 4, you will buy that land. So that is how in general in day-to-day life also we are using these kind of steps. Similarly here also when something is there in front of the students, they will first of all they have to see. That's why that the maxim was whole to part. So as a whole, first you have to look what is the situation all about. You have to jot down what is given, what is provided to me, and what is not provided to me, because this will give you a clear picture. After that, you will go to your step number 2. This says that you think about it, alternative solutions, how you can get the solution. Step number 3, finalize one of the solution and test that particular hypothesis. So when you are testing that hypothesis, that will be your verification, step number 4. Okay, so is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
similarly, just like inductive method, we will have the merits. Few of the merits you all have already said. What are the merit? What are the advantages of this method? The advantages, it is for meant for teachers as well as students both. So as you said, it is less time consuming. जो उसके demerit थे वो इसके merit है. So what are those?
Ma'am, there are less chances of getting divert with the track. Students are
Yes,
on the track.
कल
ma'am.
हमने ये किया था कि students they might get distracted sometimes, they will out of track, but here because everything is in front of them, they will not at all get distracted. They have the formula, they have the theory, they have the law in front of them, then they have to just look for the examples, right? If it is Newton's first law, तो उनके पास है वो, what is that Newton first law states. So they have to just look around themselves in the surroundings, and they have to see the examples related to Newton's first law. Similarly, for maths, if they are having the formula, they have to just start practicing the uh, uh, questions based on that formula. Then
Not limited in range.
it's not limited in range. How? It is,
Like, ma'am, we can use this method for every topic.
yes, this method is suitable for all the students, all the topics you can teach with this topic, with this particular method. So there is no limitation of this method. जो भी topic तुम्हारे आगे है तुम deductive method से पढ़ा सकते हो. So it is the as per the pace of the teacher, as per the requirement of the teacher, availability of the resources, the teacher can look around, and then the teacher can start using this kind of method. So it's no limitation for the topic or the students. Then
Ma'am, less preparation is required
as
for the
compared to,
teacher.
yes, as compared to inductive method, less preparation is required in this method, because in the inductive method the teachers has to give proper learning experiences to the students with the help of suitable examples, relevant examples as per the topic. But here already the content is given to them, and only they have to look for the examples. So less preparation as compared to the inductive method. It is well designed method. कहीं पे भी हम इधर से उधर नहीं जाते हैं. Everything is proper framed, proper outline is provided in this kind of method. It is suitable for all type of students. It is suitable for all the topics. Any topic it can be taught with the help of deductive method. Just teachers they have to give the concept first, and then followed by few examples. Okay. So when the teachers they are providing the examples, those examples are meant for the practice. So the students they will keep on practicing and practicing, and that's how they can enhance their speed. Just unlike inductive method, that method was most of the time it was suitable for lower classes, because in those lower classes we have to build up the base of for the students, right? उनका base strong होना चाहिए. That's why inductive method, it is most of the time it is applicable in lower classes, whereas This one it is used in lower as well as higher classes. लोअर क्लास पे डिडक्टिव मेथड आफ्टर इंडक्टिव मेथड को के बाद हम यूज करते हैं. And then in higher classes, because there we have short period of time, within short period of time we have to give ample practice to the students. That's why it is much more used for higher classes. The efficiency of solving the sum, it can enhance, ये हमने कर लिया है. And it is also increasing the memory power of the students. How? मेमोरी कैसे बढ़ेगी?
Because ma'am, they are practicing, so it
Drill.
helps them.
Correct. It is drill work. It is going on. You have the formula in front of you and you are practicing and practicing and practicing. So that's how your memory power, it is going to increase with the help of deductive method, right? And what can be the demerits? अब उसके जो merits थे उसके demerits हैं. क्या होंगे? What is the disadvantage of this method?
Ma'am, as it is teacher centric, more of teacher centric, so there will be less interaction
Correct.
with the students.
Less interaction. Most of the time the teacher is playing the active role and the students, they are playing the passive role. So because they are playing the passive role, so that's why we can say that it's not a psychological method. Because in inductive method we have said that that method is psychological method because the students, they were very much interested to find something new. But now here, because the teacher is active, the teacher is speaking most of the time, the students, they might lose their interest. So they might be not good listeners. ये भी हो सकता है. So that's why it is not a practical method. It's not a psychological method with respect to students. That method, inductive method में cramming नहीं हो पाता था because that is the discovery मेथड. यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? क्रैमिंग पे ज्यादा से ज्यादा फोकस हो रहा है बिकॉज द स्टूडेंट्स, they don't know how we have reached to a particular concept or the theory, or you can say the formula. They are just practicing and practicing and practicing because they are following the trend that whatever the principle, whatever the law, whatever the formula is given to us, that is a pre-established truth. We are not going to reach to that पर्टिकुलर स्टेटमेंट. कैसे पहुंचे हम, हमारा उस पर बिल्कुल भी फोकस नहीं है. दैट्स व्हाई दिस मेथड इज एनकरेजिंग cramming part. Then it is also because it is encouraging the cramming part, that's why it is blocking the mind of the students. कैसे?
Ma'am, the students can't think logically.
करेक्ट.
Logical thinking नहीं होगा.
करेक्ट. जहां पर क्रैमिंग है, ऐसे बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल होते हैं एग्जामिनेशन में भी. दो स्टूडेंट्स, those who are having the habit of rote memorization, if they forgot one line, they sometimes they were not able to finish the entire question. तो ये हमने देखा भी है, खुद से देखा हुआ है. ऐसे देर आर सम स्टूडेंट्स जो एकदम लाइन टू लाइन, वर्ड टू वर्ड क्रैम करके लिखते हैं, लेकिन अगर वो बीच में एक लाइन भूल जाते हैं तो वो पीछे का कुछ भी नहीं लिख पाते बिकॉज they are not having the logic with them. The understanding of the concept is somewhat weak in those students. So similarly here also, because this method is encouraging the cramming, if by chance, if as a student, if I am forgetting one plus sign or minus sign or the statement, जो भी मुझे स्टेटमेंट दी है, से फॉर एग्जांपल न्यूटन फर्स्ट लॉ है या सेकंड लॉ है जो हम अभी एग्जांपल ले रहे थे, अगर मैं उसमें से कुछ भी भूल जाऊंगी, कोई फॉर्मूला भूल रही हूँ, फोर्स इज इक्वल टू ma की जगह मैंने कुछ और लिख दिया है, तो इट मीन्स आई वोंट बी एबल टू गिव जस्टिफिकेशन because my understanding towards that concept is very less in this method. but exceptionists are always there. Sometimes students, they love this method also, but most of the time it has been seen that it is blocking the pupil's mind because they are not at all discovering anything new. So they are not into the constructive approach, they are not constructing any kind of knowledge from their own side. So that's why less of the logic is there, less of the reasoning is there. So most of the time it is focusing on remembering objective rather than the applicative objective or the higher skill objective. So it is
So, ma'am, this method is not slow learner family. Matlab, slow learners cannot adapt this method very easily.
yes. Sometimes they are, most of the time, they slow learners, they because of the slow learners they might lose the interest, क्योंकि वो उस स्पीड को ग्रास नहीं कर पाते. So that's why they will be losing the interest, and that's why again it is taking us to point number one. It's not a psychological method. So as per the teacher's speed, everything is going on as per his or her pace, and the teacher is playing the active role. So more emphasis will be on memorization. Logics nahi hai. Nowadays we can find out on Facebook and all Instagram, many people, they are showing us the logics behind the formulas. मैथ्स के वैदिक मैथ्स वो लेके आते हैं, वो दिखाते भी हैं कैसे कर सकते हैं, एंड इट इज इजी फॉर अस टू लर्न. बट इन दिस डिडक्टिव मेथड हमने बहुत सारी चीजें खुद से, हमने भी बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसे लर्न करके रखी हैं without knowing the concepts, without knowing the deeper understanding of the concept. ऐसा भी है. तो ऐसा तुम्हारे पास कोई एग्जाम्पल है? आई एम श्योर सबके पास होगा. सब चीजें हमने अंडरस्टैंड नहीं की है. सम कॉन्सेप्ट्स आर ऑफ हायर लेवल, तो दैट्स व्हाई हम सिर्फ उस कॉन्सेप्ट को ही लेके, उस सिर्फ स्टेटमेंट को लेके ही चलते हैं. कोई ऐसा कॉन्सेप्ट है तुम्हारे पास एग्जाम्पल में जिसको कभी तुमने अंडरस्टैंड नहीं किया?
Ma'am, there are many.
Yes,
Like
that's why I'm asking.
different laws and everything. We just हम इसको
We have
बस
accepted
लेते
the way
हैं.
how our teachers have given us. Until date, we are following that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So,
Like ma'am, trigonometry is formula.
हाँ, अरे सही में.
वो तो मैंने कल बताया था तुम्हें कैसे उसको वो
Yes ma'am.
करना है. उसके अलावा भी बहुत से ऐसे टॉपिक्स होते हैं जहाँ पर मतलब वो पर्टिकुलर ग्रेड में it's not necessary to teach them everything, and especially when we are having the limitation of time, that within that stipulated period of time it's not
Ma'am,
possible.
integration.
इंटीग्रेशन, यस, इंटीग्रेशन.
Yes.
इंटीग्रेशन है, डिफरेंशिएशन है, वहां पर कई बार ऐसा होता है, फिजिक्स में होता है कई बार ऐसा. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स रहेंगे, तो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इट इज फोकसिंग ऑन द मेमोरी पार्ट. So it's not suitable for the thinking skills or the reasoning skills, or the discovery skills, or you can say the observation skills, unlike inductive method. So that's why, because we are neglecting these kind of skills, so that's why it is not at all good for beginners. Beginner means the toddlers. उनको अगर हम स्टार्टिंग से ही आदत डाल देंगे, दिस इज व्हाट इज देयर एंड यू हैव टू जस्ट प्रैक्टिस द सम, तो उनका बेस जो है वो वीक हो जाएगा. so we don't want that the students base should be weak. So that's why for the beginners, always use inductive method. Lower the class, better will be the inductive method you have to start up with. So we can say that इंडक्टिव हमने अलग से पढ़ा, डिडक्टिव अलग से पढ़ा. नाउ द मेथड इज इंडक्टिव डिडक्टिव मेथड. So as a teacher, when the teachers, they are using both inductive and deductive method simultaneously in their particular class, that method is known as inductive and deductive method. So there should be a balance between inductive method and the deductive method. कैसे वो बैलेंस होगा? स्टार्ट, व्हेन यू हैव टू स्टार्ट विद द टॉपिक, use the inductive methodology, and then once the students, they are familiar with the concept, then start using the deductive method. उनको और ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस देने के लिए फिर तुम उसे डिडक्टिव मेथड पे शिफ्ट करना है. So that's how when we are in the classroom, we always you must have noticed that we are starting with the inductive method. Once you are familiar with that particular concept, and then for practice again and again we are asking for the examples, or we are providing the examples from our side. So that is what it is, deductive method. So both the methods, they should be followed in any situation. तो जब आप ड्रिल वर्क करोगे, दैट इज द डिडक्टिव मेथड. ड्रिल इज ओनली फॉर द प्रैक्टिस. और जब आपको रीजनिंग पार्ट्स उनके अंदर डेवलप करनी है, लॉजिकल थिंकिंग डेवलप करनी है, देन एट दैट टाइम यूज द इंडक्टिव मेथड. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट इंडक्टिव एंड डिडक्टिव मेथड. क्लियर है सब